Both Google Gemini and ChatGPT recently launched their AI agent builders, and they're both completely different. They both allow you to automate things, but with completely different features, completely different settings, and by the end of this video, you're gonna know which one of them is best, because I'm gonna go through both of them head to head and compare and contrast them and let you know which one you should be using. Because the last thing you wanna do is invest your time and your energy into a platform that I personally don't think is gonna be relevant or that might not even be relevant today. Okay, now the first thing that I did want to show you is how you actually access both of these tools. So in order to get started with ChatGPT's agent builder, you're just going to come over to platform.openai.com/agent-builder, and this is going to allow you to access this. In fact, lets anybody access it. In order to access Google's new AI agent builder and all of its automations, you need to come to flows.workspace.google.com, and reminder, you need a Workspace account. An easier way that you could find this is if you just come over to your Gmail account. If you come over in a Gmail, you're going to see this in the top right-hand corner right here, the studio. This is going to allow you to access all of your different agents, and it'll notify you if they have issues or anything like that, like we can see right here. Or you could click on do more in studio, and then it's going to bring you over here, which is the same link that we were just at before. So now that you know how to actually access these, I wanted to go through the difference in how you actually build out agents and automations with these two tools. Now on Google, there's two ways for you to actually automate things. The first thing that you could do is come over here and just describe a task that you want to get Gemini to build an automation for. You could tell it, and then it will go off and actually build that. Or we could come over here and we could just click on this plus right here, and you can actually build out an automation here. So we have a starter right here, which is where you're going to be choosing when it's going to happen. For example, you could have this happen on a schedule, when you get an email, when you get a message in chat, and we could come through all of the different triggers here. For example, let's say that we wanted something to happen every morning. We would click on a schedule. We could say weekdays at 8 a.m., or we could change the time if we wanted to. We could change when it repeats, and we can also change the time zone right here. But this looks good for me. And then we come over here to choose a step. And basically what you're able to do is stack a bunch of different steps on top of each other. You could have these steps: ask Gemini, ask a gem, extract things, summarize things, decide, recap on read emails. You could have a check for things, filter for things, send a webhook, and you can have it take action in a bunch of different apps here. For example, Gmail, Chat, Sheets, Drive, Docs, Tasks. Those are all going to be Google products. And then they also have Asana, they have Confluence, they have Jira, they have MailChimp, they have QuickBooks, and they have Salesforce. Now, this right here is probably one of the biggest complaints that I have about this, is they don't give you access to all the integrations that you would really want if you were going to learn how to build automations here. And this is actually one of the biggest differences between Google and ChatGPT's builder. So we could see on Google's, we only have access to like 5 outside apps. Now I'm going to share with you a little bit of a hack that you can actually implement in order to get more of them in the future. But what I wanted to show you right here is if we come over to OpenAI, I think this is a perfect time for us to go through how to actually build something over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here, you're going to click on create, and this is very similar except the layout's very different. So if we click on start right here, this is going to be the trigger that you are able to choose. Now, one thing that I personally don't like about OpenAI and ChatGPT's model here is the only trigger that you can have is somebody actually chatting with your agent. So if we come over to Google, we could have this be a little bit different, where it could happen based on a bunch of different things, like somebody emailing you or a schedule. With ChatGPT's, basically what you're doing here is building out a custom chatbot that anybody's going to be able to interact with. So we see right here input as text, and then what's going to happen is you can add in a bunch of things. So when somebody inputs something as text, you have this agent right here that goes off and does things. What you can do is you can name your agent. For example, we're going to build one that writes out YouTube titles. We're going to make this YouTube title agent. We're going to then be able to give this instructions right here. So you are a helpful assistant that helps write YouTube titles. When given the topic of a video, you output 3 to 5 titles that would do well on YouTube. Now, one thing that's super helpful here is we could click on this, and this is actually going to go through and update things and enhance the prompt if we wanted to. We can include chat history. We could very easily choose which model this is actually going to use, which is incredibly unique, and you can't do this on Gemini. You can choose the reasoning effort. You can give this access to other tools, and you could show what the output's going to be. So you could output things as a widget, as a JSON, or as text, and you can see a bunch of other settings that you will be able to mess with here. Now, if we click on tools right here, what you are going to notice is you can actually hook this up to tons of other different things. So with ChatKit, you can hook it up to a client tool. You could hook it up to a web search or a file search, or what I think is most powerful, and again, this is really the biggest difference between Gemini's builder and ChatGPT's builder, is if we click on MCP server right here, we could hook this up to tons of different apps. Now, we see things like Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, but really the most important app in here is going to be Zapier right here. Because if you hook this up to Zapier's MCP, what that allows you to do is connect your ChatGPT, like we could see I have set up here, to over 8,000 different apps. In fact, if we come over here, this lets you connect this to pretty much everything you could think of. For example, Slack, maybe you want to connect it to school, maybe you want to connect it to Facebook or Facebook ads, or maybe Google My Business. You will be able to hook this up to so many different products. In fact, look at this. If we look at all these different Google products that exist, these don't exist under Gemini, which is why hooking up Zapier to your ChatGPT agents supercharges this. And it's actually a way better agent experience because you can have your ChatGPT agent that you are interacting with over here connect and reference things from more than 8,000 different apps. The best part about this is I put at the link in the pinned comment below a free guide that walks you through exactly how to set this up, and it's free for you to actually set this up. Since we're on the topic of actually connecting these agents to a bunch of different apps, I did want to show you that workaround that I alluded to earlier. So I was talking about how if we come over here, there's not going to be a lot of apps that you can connect Gemini to. Now, there is a pretty big workaround for this, where if you use a tool like Zapier, which is the same tool that we had connect ChatGPT's agent builder to more than 8,000 different apps, what you can actually do is build out automations inside of Zapier, and they make it incredibly easy by having this Copilot tool right here, where you can literally just ask it to create things. For example, really quickly, I asked it to create a Zap that automatically replies to my Slack messages with Gemini 3 using AI Studio, and literally in less than a minute, this went through and this created this automation right here. Now, what this is doing is using Gemini 3 right here, as we can see, but this isn't doing this inside of Google. Now, the reason that this is way more powerful is because we can then connect Google right here and have Google in the process for anything. In fact, if we come over to all the different tools that you're able to link under here, you could do that same exact thing inside of Zapier right here, and you could get started with this today for free. And there are two things that make this way better and way more powerful. Now, in ChatGPT's agent builder, you can go ahead and share this stuff with other people, and you can preview it, and you can publish it and give the code or the link to other people, but with Google's, you won't be able to. This is only going to allow you to automate things on your exact instance, which really isn't that helpful, because what you're looking to do if you're trying to build agents or automations is you want to be able to share them with other people so you could potentially sell them or just have them be helpful for other people. For example, this one that I built out right here, which you might find really helpful if you have Slack, you could go to the pinned comment below and actually get this for free. You literally just click on the link and this is going to build this out for you inside of Zapier for you, and you could get started with it today for free. And it even walks you through how to actually set all of this up. So whenever you get a message on Slack, it will then send it to Gemini and it will then send a response in there. And guess what you can do? You can actually come in here and you can train this and give this access to a bunch of different things that you might want it to have knowledge of in order to answer questions that you get repetitively on Slack. Now, just as a reminder, I put a link in the pinned comment below for both of the things that I just walked you through. One of them shows you how to set up MCP access with Zapier and ChatGPT so you can connect your ChatGPT agents to more than 8,000 different apps. And the other one shows you a better way to build with Google Gemini and Google Gemini 3 in specific. And you could click below right there and get that automation that I just showed you. Literally just click the link and for free, it's going to build out that automation for you. Okay, so at this point, I've walked you through how to actually access these tools. I've walked you through how to trigger all of these tools, how you actually build things out in these tools and the different capabilities that they have. And I showed you how for both tools to connect it to more than 8,000 different apps to make it way more powerful than just what the agent or tool builder has right here. The next thing that we needed to walk through is how you can actually go through and test the things that you built. So in order to actually test something inside of Google Workspace, you are just just going to build something out. For example, I had this get built out for when somebody shoots me an email that says book a call in it, I want it to send an email to them telling them how they could book a call. And then I want to get notified in chat that this actually ran. Now, what this can then do is I could click on test run right here, and we can actually test the agent and see where it breaks. And what's actually pretty cool about this, it will tell you where it breaks and any errors that it has. And you can actually look at all your agents over here. You can look at all of the different activity from your agents right here, which is pretty helpful. And we could see that this actually ran into an error because it says that Gemini is at capacity. Now, I've been having this across all my different apps lately, where both Gemini 3 and Gemini 2.5 keep running into this error, which again is going to be something that's just super annoying about Google. I understand that there's a lot of people using their tools, but it's kind of annoying when your automations just break like this. Now, in terms of ChatGPT, testing it is going to be incredibly easy. Same thing over here. You're literally just going to click on test, and then you'll be able to preview your agent right here. For example, I am making a video about the YouTube algorithm. And then what this is supposed to do is give me 3 to 5 YouTube title ideas. And that's exactly what it did right here. So this works exactly how it's supposed to. And what we could do is start a new chat. We could evaluate this. We could see the code. And again, you could hook this up so that it's connecting to 8,000 different apps. And this right here is my opinion of which one of these is actually better. So if I was going to build out AI agents or AI automations right now, the way that I would do it is one, I would do it inside of OpenAI if you want to build a chatbot that is connected to Zapier, or if I was just looking to build things out that have access to tons of different apps, I would do it inside of Zapier. Because again, Zapier's ability to have their co-pilot actually just build things out for you is pretty incredible. And if we come over to Google, my biggest gripe with them, because I really love this describe a task and then Google goes off and does it. I love that. And I love all the different templates that they have, but I can't share these with somebody else. I can't hook these up for somebody else. And the amount of things that I can actually hook up here are just incredibly difficult because there's not many things that I could hook up. It's mainly just Google stuff, not all of Google stuff, and then 5 other apps with very limited use cases here. For example, if we just look at QuickBooks right here, this can only do 3 things on QuickBooks. But if we come over, let's say into Zapier right here, and we click on Add Tool, and we come over to QuickBooks right here, what you are going to notice is that there's way more things. In fact, if we come over into Select All Tools and we select them all, there's 47 actions that Zapier can take with QuickBooks. So I don't understand why Google is only giving us access to 3 things here. Again, severely limited. I like the UI of this, but the fact that it's constantly breaking and the fact that you just don't have that many integrations makes this incredibly hard to use. Again, OpenAI's is great. The only thing that's bad about this, in my opinion, is that you have limited triggers. So the way that you actually solve all of this and you're able to build out agents, you're able to build out automations that can connect to anything that you want, and you get the help of AI to actually walk you through how to build them out, is going to be using Zapier. So again, if you want to get started with Zapier, go to the pinned comment below. I have 2 things for you there. 1, a guide setting up Zapier with ChatGPT, but then also that automation that I showed you before, you could test it out for yourself and see how easy it is to build automations in there. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I would strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through 5 AI automations that I personally can't live without and that I think you're going to love too if you made it to this point in this video. If that sounds interesting, I'll see you over there.